Shalom, men and brethren. This is Apostle David Godson again on the prophets, a sub-series of talk on prophecy in the right order, part 48. We'll be looking at how to deal with prophecy. Recently, I began to show you how to deal with a prophecy that is revealing or exposing the plan of man. And then we'll progress to how to deal with a prophecy that exposes or deals with the plan of the devil or the kingdom of darkness. And then I'll progress to introduce to you the prophecy that deals with the mind of God or the plan of God. I also help you to understand that we have threefold plan of God, threefold mind of God, or threefold will of God, if you like. We have the perfect will of God, or the perfect plan of God, or the perfect mind of God. You have the good mind of God, or the good will of God, or the good plan of God. You have the permissive plan of God, or permissive will of God, or permissive purpose of God. So you have the permissive, the good, and the perfect will. And all these things runs in the way the prophecy is being ministered. Sometimes a prophet prophesies and does not even know what he's talking about. Now, if you have understanding about the plan of God, you'll be able to know whether the prophecy is revealing a perfect will of God, a good will of God, or a permissive will of God. And today, we're going to look at prophecies revealing the perfect will of God and the name of such prophecy. And beloved, we have a prophecy that reveals God's perfect will, and is often called the counsel of the Lord. That's why it's often called the counsel of the Lord. The counsel of the Lord is a prophecy that points to God's revealed, perfect, progressive will. And this kind cannot be changed. Cannot be changed. And I'm going to take you to the scriptures to show you exactly examples of that and why it does not change. Why there's no need to waste time trying to get it changed. Now take you straight to the book of Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had proposed against the inhabitants of Temnant. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." So the counsel of the Lord is God's predetermined purpose. It is proposed. The word here is in the past tense. God has already done that. It's a purpose. Now let me take it again to stop that point. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had proposed in the past." It has been done already. Now, this is exactly how the counsel of the Lord goes. The counsel of the Lord is predetermined and does not change. It's prefixed and does not change at all. So the counsel of the Lord is something to take notice of. Something nobody should joke with. If God has predetermined counsel, it is sealed forever. It is sealed. Now, if you take the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 17, say, "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid of himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which are determined against it." God determined. Now, it didn't say which he will determine. He had already determined. When God determines something and reveals it, that's the counsel of the Lord. It does not change for nothing. It does not change for anybody. It is fixed. It is pre-proposed. It is predetermined. It is determined. Now in the past, it is a sealed deal. It does not change for nothing. Now that's exactly how it be. So if God is saying, this is what I want to do, I have determined that this should be done, you don't have to bother to go pray to change it. It's not going to change. Because God's counsel revealed. It is sealed in heaven forever, so it will never change. It will never change. Why do I say so? I'll take you to the book of Psalm chapter 33, verse 11. Listen very well. It says, the counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. So the counsel of the Lord stands forever. It stands for what? Ever. It does not change. His counsel will never change. His counsel will stand forever. And God's plan, his very, very counsel that is revealed, is already prearranged, pre-concluded plans and arrangements. Does not change. It stands forever. So if God is revealing his counsel to you, it is of no use to go fast and pray to change it. Because going to struggle to fast and pray to try to change it will amount to a waste of effort. It does not, will not change. It does not and will not change. Because it's a predetermined counsel. The Lord had already pre-proposed this. One of the such example is the means of salvation. When man lost it in the Garden of Eden, God devised a perfect, pre-proposed, determined means of salvation. And that means of salvation is that God had to become man. Had to come down to the earth, become man, be like man, stainless, and then die, going through the process of struggles and suffering by the crucifix to redeem the fallen man. This exactly is a predetermined. And that is why, if you look at the prayer of Jesus at Gethsemane, you will be able to understand what it means when something is predetermined. In Matthew, if you look at Matthew 26 precisely, if you see how Jesus prayed, it was exceedingly disturbing. Now, verse 39 says, and he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if it be possible," listen to the prayer, "if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt." And he cometh unto his disciples and find them asleep, and said unto Peter, "What? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter into no temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, that will be done." Did you get the second prayer? If there's no other means except I must go to this direction, well, no option. I can tell you, this is a predetermined. This is the counsel of the Lord. It does not change. It does not change. It didn't change for Jesus Christ. So if anybody is telling you that those family relatives that do not get saved in Christ, you can pray them into heaven, it's a waste of time. It does not work so. The counsel of the Lord is revealed and is sealed. It does not change. And it will never change. This is what I want you to know. Then moving further, in verse 44, it says, and he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. If there's nothing I can do except I go through this, well, let your will be done. And if Jesus said, if it is possible, my God, and God is telling him that it's not possible. This is somebody that never asked for one thing that the Father had never done. Remember his prayer in the book of John chapter 11? He said, you always hear me. I say this for the sake of these people because I know that you always hear me. In John 11, Jesus prayed that prayer. If you look at verse 40 down to 44, you will see the prayer of Jesus Christ. He said the Father always hears him. You shall take it from verse 38. He always hears him. Now, suddenly, in this place, he's seeing something that the Father cannot change about. The Father can just not change because it is his counsel. That's to tell you that the counsel of the Lord cannot be changed. Never. Never. Just like he said, I will build my church and the gate of hell will not prevail against it. That is sealed. You don't have to go pray about it. You don't have to even pray about it. Anybody who is fighting against the church of God is wasting his time. Because it's not just possible. It's not possible. So, beloved, you've seen it in this place that the counsel of the Lord, you've seen a good example of it. It's a kind of prophecy you don't have to pray anything about. You don't have to pray for it to change. It does not change. It will not change. No matter how you pray, it will not change. It does not change. It does not listen to any prayer. It is just fixed. It is stayed. It does not just move for anything. And that's exactly how the counsel of the Lord works. And of course, the only thing that God will do is to give you a special strength to overcome it. That's all. That's all. He will not give you a way of escape. He will not reduce it. He will not change it. He will give you the grace to live by it. That's it. Now, if I will take you to the Luke account, there's something I want to I'll point you to Luke account. If you look at verse 42, Luke account says, he's saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. Verse 43 says, and there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly. And his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. And when he rose from prayer, and was come to disciples, he found them sleeping for sorrow. He said unto them, while sleeping, rise and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. And while he yet spake, behold, the multitude, and he that was called Judas, one of the 12, went before them, and drew near unto Jesus to kiss him. So you find what happened here. When he was praying, what God sent the angel to do was not to tell him I'm changing it or giving him another idea or another way of escape. No, he came to strengthen him to go through it. So there are prophecies that does not change. You don't pray about it. You don't waste your time going to fast and pray. It does not change. Because they are the counsel of the Lord. When God reveals his counsel, prayer is a waste. Fasting is a waste. It does not change it. The counsel of the Lord, Psalm 33 verse 11 says, standeth forever. It will never change a bit. So when prophecies are coming, give attention very much well, whether they are God's counsel. If they be his perfect will, his counsel, just live with it. Ask him to give you the grace to live with it. If it's something beautiful, to live with it. Something not beautiful to us, but beautiful to God, to live with it. That's it. But the counsel of the Lord wants to reveal and does not change. Never. When God determined that the Israelites are leaving Egypt, because he had promised Abraham that 400 years passed before it even came to happen. There was no demon anywhere on earth that could stop it. Not Pharaoh, not even the Hebrews, who never even believed what Moses is doing. Not even them could stop the salvation of the Jews, because God had determined it must be done. That's the counsel of the Lord. Does not change. His counsel does not change. Take that to the bank and be fine. Men and brethren, I know you get this one clear. I know some of us will be asking us, what kind of examples are these counsels? They come by prophecy. You receive messages that tells you what the Lord had planned and what the Lord wants to do. It does not change. If a prophecy is telling you what the Lord had planned, and a prophecy is telling you what the Lord himself wants to do, then forget about it. Once God is the one saying, this is what I want to do, this is what must be done, then forget about it. There is nothing you can do about it. Just thank him for that and ask him to give you the life or the grace to live by it or to live through it. Like Simeon, he was waiting for the coming of the Messiah. God told him, you will never die until you see the Messiah. He didn't die. The moment he saw Jesus, he said, well, dismiss me in peace. That's when he finally died. So this is what I want you to know, that the counsel of the Lord cannot be toyed with, because it stands forever. Shalom. Lord, I thank you for thy people today. Bless them as much even as they share this video to their friends, groups, contacts, and colleagues. Let your blessing maximally rest upon their life. Carry them beyond this level, take them to establishment, to fulfillment, frustrate their enemies, give them peace, happiness, and joy, and lifting and honor, and victory in every area of their life. Prosper their ways and make them industrious and great and glorious. Thank you, Lord, for thy people today, blessing them big time, giving them their heart desires, and empowering them spiritually. In Jesus' precious, mighty name. Amen. I love you all. Share this video or share it, make it go viral to the people that matters to you. Thank you. Shalom.